So I have a topic that I'd like to discuss, and I wish to articulate my thoughts on this because I know that I'm probably not the only person that's felt this way, and it feels kind of cathartic when you understand that you're not the only person experiencing the same kind of anger, I guess. I've been watching the new Netflix series 13 Reasons Why, and I'm finding it particularly difficult to digest. I'm glad that suicide is finally receiving the attention that it deserves as a topic of discussion, but I'm completely horrified that it's being glamorized. My major objection with the series is that it presents suicide in the light of some beautiful revenge fantasy, and there's this completely manipulative ideation at play that never seems to be presented in the negative light that it deserves. People who are suicidal they've experienced a feeling of complete voicelessness in the face of their severe pain, and we all at some point have idealized the notion that we can have the last word by ending our lives. In a state of desperate pain, this can seem like it's the only way to truly be heard. As they say, actions speak louder than words, and you can't argue with a dead person. The problem with this is that this fantasy doesn't line up with reality. Like, the pain that a person facing suicidal ideation, it didn't begin with the temporary circumstances. It began with their wavering mental state. Like, placing the weight of our happiness in the hands of others is an abandonment of personal responsibility. We each possess a personal agency over our well-being. And, the danger begins when we disengage from this truth. Not necessarily in the abuse itself. Like, nobody else is responsible for our happiness. Nobody else can save us from our internal battles. Truth can be spoken, but it's up to us to make a choice to engage with it. If our success over mental pain is entirely dependent upon another person's recognition of our worth, then we're already walking a thin line. Like, the abuse of others can make an already depressed person feel defeated, but it isn't the cause of the depression in and of itself. When a person who is, healthy, happy, and well-adjusted is abused, it's still painful, but it doesn't determine our personal truth. It's water off a duck's back when we recognize that hurt people. So we can begin to truly feel empathy for the people who wish to diminish us, rather than letting them define our worth. No one can create an internalized mental state in another person, save for extremely vulnerable individuals like children. So it's extremely damaging to partner with the manipulative lie that anybody can exclusively cause the suicide of another person, in terms of things like, bullying, which is damaging, but it's essentially medial. I mean, we can't be denied our personal agency unless we come into agreement with a lie. The solution for pain is not an external acknowledgement of our value, but it's a personal realization that no person gets to determine who you are. Nobody gets to define you but you, and what you believe about yourself is ultimately